How is it going, all my beautiful people? Before I start the video, I had a very quick message. I wanted to say thank you to everyone who's been liking, subscribing, commenting, all of that. It really means so much to me and it really helps me with YouTube, the algorithm, all of that stuff. Other than that, we are very close to our 100 subscriber special. And for that, I either want to do a long live stream where you guys can join and we'll figure out what to do on there, or a long video where I'll get a bunch of videos to react to or whatever, and then I'll combine it into one long video. Comment down below which one you would rather have, live stream or long video. Other than that, actually, I think that's it. So we're gonna get straight into it. Thank you guys so much for being here. It really means a lot, and I really hope you enjoy. I don't know why I always forget to put it in the intro, but today we have influencers who died trying to go viral by chilling scares. Like always, OG video and link to his channel will be in the description. Highly recommend. Very good stuff. Other than that, we're gonna jump straight into it. So let's get started.
On the 8th of November 2017, Chinese daredevil Wu Yangning climbed the 62-story Huayuanhua Center building in Changsha, China to record another one of his roof-topping challenge videos, not knowing that this one was going to be his last. Wu started his career working as a film extra and stuntman for low-budget productions, trying to break into the entertainment industry.
That's cool.
Unfortunately, while he was good at his job, he struggled to earn a living from these jobs, forcing him to look elsewhere. So he turned to the internet and started posting daredevil roof-topping videos on Chinese platforms like Huashan and Weibo. Roof-topping, for those who don't know, is an extreme form of urban exploration. Participants climb on top of tall structures like skyscrapers, bridges, and cranes and record themselves doing dangerous stunts around the edges, usually without any safety equipment like a harness.
Look at that drop. That is terrifying. It's like giving me chills just looking at it.
For a safety net. The draw of these videos lies in the constant, ever-present risk that a single slip or miss
Why? Why would you do that? He's literally walking a wooden plank off the edge of a building. Please tell me this one isn't real.
That a single slip or misstep could be fatal. But Wu needed to
Good thing he's gripping his toes on the railing so he stays on.
stand out if he wanted to make a career out of it. So he took things a step further. Instead of just posting videos about sitting or standing close to the edges, Wu posted stunts like riding a Segway right up to the edge, hanging from the ledges, and doing pull-ups until he was close to muscle failure. This allowed him to gain an audience from the get-go, giving him the confidence to continue down this path. Over the years, he posted more than 500 videos and live streams to various platforms and managed to earn over 1 million followers on Weibo alone. These videos also earned him close to 83.
A recent Beijing news investigation found that Mr. Wu had posted more than 500 short videos and live streams on Haoshan, garnering a million fans and earning at least 550,000 won, or 62,000 pounds, or $83,000. Haoshan had prominently promoted his videos as recently as June. I don't know what year that is, though.
$3,000, making this his full-time career. Doing these crazy stunts allowed him to earn a better life for himself and his loved ones. There was just one massive problem. Creating viral stunts for an online audience means the creator can never slow down. Each video has to be crazier than the last one, or the audience becomes bored and moves on, leaving them without an income. However, the crazier the stunt,
I was making sure I had HD on. Again, I don't know why it's blurry. It's not my fault, okay?
is, the more likely it is to turn lethal. Sadly, that's exactly.
Actually, okay. Sorry I keep pausing. I think it's blurry because these are older videos. I'm pretty sure I've heard of this case specifically, and I'm pretty sure it was a bit ago. So it wasn't the best quality cameras back then, you know?
Exactly what happened with Wu in November 2017. He came across a competition promising $15,000 to the video that went the most viral. Wu needed this money to pay for his mother's medical expenses and wanted to save the rest for his wedding. So, on the morning of November 8th, he climbed to the roof of the Huayuanhua Center building to film the most jaw-dropping stunt yet. Most people aren't allowed to climb to the very top of these buildings, so
just look at that drop. Look how far up he is. That's terrifying.
So Wu likely had to free climb his way from the outside as well, adding life-threatening risk to this challenge before the camera even began rolling. After reaching the roof, he set up his tripod and began recording and started lowering himself over the edge. First the right leg, and a few seconds later the left. However, instantly something was not right. He looked like he was struggling to hang on and had to readjust his grip.
I just realized, did he say he had to free climb the whole building up to even begin that? So he's probably already like so tired.
Multiple times. He was potentially already exhausted from the free climb to the top, but he didn't really have the time to rest before someone from the building management might notice him and escort him back down. So he went ahead with the stunt anyway, proceeding to do the pull-ups he was most well known for. The plan was to pull himself back up to safety after the third pull-up. He'd done the same dozens of times in the past. Unfortunately, things did not go as planned. The video showed him struggling to pull himself back over the edge after the third pull-up. He tried to use his feet, but the side of the building was too slippery to generate any traction. Wu kept trying until his grip failed, sending him plunging 45 feet onto a lower terrace below. He did not survive this fall, and since he was completely alone when trying to record this video, no one knew what happened to him right away. His girlfriend filed a missing person report when he didn't return home, but it wasn't until the next day that a window cleaner discovered his remains. Wu wanted a better life for himself and his loved ones. Sadly, the risk he took for this viral stunt cost him everything. On the night of
That one's heartbreaking. He was about to get married. He was trying to help afford his mom's medical bills. And oh my God, he free climbed the entire building all the way up, climbed it. And then he feared he didn't have enough time to do his thing, so he immediately did it, but he didn't like rest enough. His muscles were too strained. Gee, oh my God, that one's bad.
February 5th, 2021, the Urban Air Trampoline Park in Hermitage, Tennessee was filled to the brim with families and friend groups looking to enjoy the weekend night. However,
sorry, before this gets grim, I've always wanted to go to one of these places, like where they have the ropes courses, and you can go on like a zip line and stuff. They look so cool. I just wanted to say that before stuff gets dark again.
On this night specifically, this would not last long. As one of the friend groups at the park was walking out into the parking lot, they saw a man running at them with a massive butcher knife in his hand. This was 20-year-old Timothy Wilkes, an upstanding and hardworking person who was just a month away from graduating as an HVAC technician. His future looked bright. However, Timothy's primary interest was in something else. He watched a lot of prank channels on YouTube and wanted to go viral with a prank of his own. More specifically, he wanted to film a fake robbery prank where he records himself pretending to rob someone and then uploading their reaction to the internet. But an important thing about almost all of these prank videos that he was watching on YouTube is that they were staged. 9 times out.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of the stupid crap you'll see these kind of influencers do online is staged almost all of the time. And it's so bad because you'll see, sorry, I'm fixing my other monitor over here. But you'll see children who will copy it thinking, oh, this is going to be hilarious. Or not even children, like other wannabe influencers who will go online and do whatever it takes to get famous. And they see this trend going, oh, I'm going to go do that. And then they do it for real. And it doesn't go how the video goes, obviously. And it's just so dumb. We need to, like, it needs to come to it like a point where YouTube stops letting like these stupid pranks on their surface on anywhere. It's so stupid, it's so harmful, it's just bad for everyone. Oops.
Out of 10, the person being pranked already knows about the whole thing and is only acting terrified for the camera. Timothy either didn't know this crucial detail or he knew but wanted to make his prank more authentic. So, on the 5th of February 2021, at around 9:25 p.m., he lunged at a group of friends with a knife in his hand. The plan was to scare them and then reveal—
That was his prank? His prank was running at them with a knife?
that it was a prank before things got out of hand. What Timothy didn't know was that one of the people in this group, 23-year-old David Starnes Jr., was carrying a concealed firearm. From David's perspective—
Sorry I've paused 8 times in the last 5 seconds. This is another case. I don't know if it's going to be in this video. Probably not. There was a YouTube prankster who went up to a guy in a mall and was literally harassing him, which is obviously not as bad as this guy's prank. But it still resulted in him getting shot. And this is another reason why these pranks are so harmful and stupid, is because when people go do this, they don't think people have guns on them, but a lot of the time they do. So when they think, oh, this isn't a prank, this is some little idiot messing with me, or oh my gosh, he's lunging at me with a knife like that, obviously you're gonna get shot. It's just common sense.
Perspective, Timothy was a random man charging at him and his friends with a knife. In a split-second decision, David drew his firearm and opened fire, hitting Timothy once. Unfortunately, this one shot proved lethal, resulting in Timothy passing away before any help could arrive. David stayed at the scene until the police arrived and explained everything that had happened. He was detained at the time, but the police released him later as his actions were deemed self-defense.
Yeah, wow, he died because of his prank. The other one, why don't we do a little information bit right here? So, Editor Me's gonna do it right now. In April 2023, YouTuber Tanner Cook, who runs the prank channel Classified Goons, was filming a prank inside the food court of Doylestown Center Mall in Virginia. During the prank, Cook repeatedly approached and followed Alan Coley, a DoorDash driver, while holding a cell phone close to his face and playing audio despite Coley's attempts to walk away and requests for him to stop. The encounter escalated when Coley pulled out a handgun and shot Cook once in the stomach. Cook survived after undergoing emergency surgery. Coley was charged with aggravated malicious wounding and firearms offenses, but argued that he acted in self-defense because he believed Cook's behavior was threatening. At trial, the jury found Coley not guilty of the most serious charge of aggravated malicious wounding, though he was convicted on one firearms-related count. The case sparked widespread debate over the limits of public prank videos, self-defense laws, and the risk of creating provocative content for social media. And now we're going to get straight back into the video.
On June 26, 2017, 20-year-old YouTuber Mona Lisa Prez made a post on Twitter stating, "Me and Pedro are probably going to shoot one of the most dangerous videos ever. His idea, not mine." At first glance, this sounded like a severe exaggeration meant to drum up hype for her upcoming video, when in reality, calling it the most dangerous video ever was still an understatement for the tragedy that was about to unfold just 3 hours later. The lead up to this incident started back in November 2016 when Mona Lisa and her boyfriend Pedro decided to start a family channel together called Mona Lisa and Fam. This channel mostly consisted of vlogs of the two of them doing various challenges and going on adventures together. Normal, inoffensive family channel content. And while none of these videos went viral, they were still gaining consistent views, allowing the couple to gain thousands of subscribers by mid-2017. However, Pedro wanted to take his online career to the next level. The plan was to create a new channel called Damn It Boy, featuring daring stunts unlike anything the internet had seen before. He even had a clear vision for the direction of this content.
Everything I'm gonna be showing you guys on my channel, you guys are gonna be saying, "Damn it, boy."
But unlike his family channel that was growing at a steady pace, Pedro wanted this channel to have good momentum from the get-go. He wanted his
I already see a gun involved. He was loading a magazine, so already something with a gun involved.
first video to go mega viral, and to do that, he wanted to upload the most dangerous and death-defying stunt he could think of. So after much deliberation, this was the idea he came up with.
The point of this video is, I really just want to see if a .50 caliber bullet can go through a book. So,
A book. That's what's... I'm assuming he died because he was on the other side of it. A book. Editor Me's gonna throw up a .50 cal real quick, or a .50 cal ammo. And he thought a book was gonna protect, and Editor Me's gonna show the blast from it.
Ouch.
He thought a book would protect him from that. That is like... That's just stupid.
the ultimate test to see if this .50 caliber bullet will go through a book.
For people that do know guns, or if you want to look it up, from the shadow, it looks like, I would say, a Desert Eagle, which does carry .50. cal or whatever. I don't remember. Editor me's gonna put up the right terminology too, because I forgot. I had a brain fart. But all right, we're gonna get back into it.
Is I'm just not gonna just set it and just shoot it. No, I'm going to stand behind it, and Mona Lisa is going to shoot it.
Mona Lisa was strongly opposed to this plan, but after nearly 2 months of back and forth, he managed to convince her that it could work. So
This guy just made his wife or girlfriend murder him on, not like she didn't mean to, but he made her do it because he wanted her to do it so bad, and it was a stupid idea.
on the 26th of June 2017 at roughly 8 p.m., Pedro did exactly what he planned. He set up the camera in the backyard of their home in Houston, Minnesota, held up the book in front of him, and told Mona Lisa to shoot. Unfortunately for Pedro, the thick encyclopedia he chose for the stunt proved completely ineffective. The high-caliber bullet went straight through the book.
Oh my god. That's it? That's all that was covering him from a bullet? Wow.
And his body. By the time help arrived, it was already too late.
Sorry, real quick. This expands, so the bullet went through it, and the pressure or whatever from the bullet, I don't know the exact terminology like that. When it went through it, it like burst through, and I don't know if that one's because it was breaking apart in the book, probably not, but it could have been that, but I think it was just because it blew out of the other end and it went straight into him, and that is how he died.
Pedro passed away in front of 30 witnesses from around the...
Sorry again, real quick. Obviously, nobody deserves death, and this is a horrible tragedy, but when you're doing something stupid like this, you are extremely lucky to not die after that.
neighborhood who came running after hearing the gunshot, including his 3-year-old daughter. What made this situation even more heartbreaking was the fact that Mona Lisa was also pregnant with their second child. She was taken into custody and later pleaded guilty to second-degree manslaughter. However, the court understood her tragic situation and sentenced her to only 6 months in prison rather than the up to 15-year sentence that second-degree manslaughter usually carries.
And she still got arrested for it. Wow.
Dmitry Nuyantin spent a decade building his reputation as a personal trainer and fitness coach in Russia. Over the years, he trained many elite athletes in person while also posting online guides and tips under the name Dmitry Fit for his more than 40,000 followers. The most notable aspect of Dmitry's content, however, was his dedication to authenticity. He followed the same program he taught to demonstrate firsthand its effectiveness. What he never anticipated was that his readiness to put himself on the line would ultimately cost him everything. It began in September 2025 when Dmitry announced a challenge to deliberately gain at least 55 pounds or 25 kilograms and then lose it all using his own training and dietary regimen. He also put a roughly $100 reward for any viewer who could lose 10% of their body weight by the end of 2025. In a post promoting this challenge, Dmitry wrote, "Friends, my weight loss course is starting soon where you can win cool prizes and most importantly build a beautiful body, learn how to eat, and have fun." Things were progressing smoothly. However, there was just one major hurdle standing in his way. Gaining over 50 pounds in such a short time wasn't going to be easy. So, to stay competitive in his own challenge, Dmitry put himself on a crash diet of over 10,000 calories a day. For some context, most adult men with his build need somewhere between 2,500 and 3,000 calories to maintain their weight. He would post videos eating mountains of calorie-dense foods with lots of sugars and fat, and this worked just as expected. By November 18th, he weighed 230 pounds or 105 kilos and was rapidly approaching his goal. Unfortunately, the challenge came to an abrupt stop just a few days after he posted this video. Friends reported Dmitry missing training sessions, claiming that he wasn't feeling well and that he needed to see a doctor. But before he could make an appointment, Dmitry passed away from cardiac arrest in his sleep at just 30 years old. The 10,000 calorie diet overtaxed his body, eventually leading to a sudden, catastrophic collapse. On July 15, 2024, Indian travel influencer Anvi Kandar, known online as the Global Journal, posted a list of her top places to visit in the country, not knowing that this would become the last time her nearly 300,000 fans would see her alive. She had been posting content on the internet since 2016 and had become a very trusted travel vlogger. Anvi visited nearly every corner of her country, highlighted underrated destination spots, and made it a point to spread positivity through her content. However, this effort was cut short just a day after she posted this video. She was visiting the Khumbi waterfall on July 16th, located around 80 miles from Mumbai. The ground surrounding the 178-foot waterfall was wet and
I love rain, so this would be so beautiful to me. That's so pretty. Sorry, again, before it gets dark. I just wanted to note something good before the bad.
slippery. Anvi was being very cautious, as this wasn't her first time visiting such a place. But while trying to line up a better shot of the waterfall for her content, she accidentally took one wrong step, resulting in her losing her balance and falling down a 350-foot deep ravine. The sheer depth, combined with the dense foliage, made it impossible to even see her from the top. The rocky, slippery terrain also prevented anyone from rushing to her rescue. When rescuers arrived, 6 of them rappelled down using ropes, while 50 others assisted them from the top. Despite the massive operation, it still took 6 hours to rescue Anvi from this ravine. However, they would get some good news. She was severely injured, but was still breathing. Rescuers rushed her to the nearest hospital. Unfortunately, Anvi had almost no strength left in her body and sadly passed away shortly after arriving at the hospital, leaving her once active Instagram account completely abandoned.
I thought she survived. That's sad. I was about to get happy.
Castilla-La Mancha is the tallest bridge in all of Spain, making it a somewhat popular destination for.
If you don't know, we love survival stories here on this channel. We often face a lot of depressing, very sad and upsetting kind of videos and cases, all that stuff. So every time, the very rare chance we get someone who survives the impossible, we love that around here.
For thrill seekers. Many daredevils have climbed to its top in the past, and 24-year-old British influencer Lewis Stevenson was attempting to do the same. Lewis was a rooftopper that made a name for himself, posting breathtaking pictures of his many different climbs
That is beautiful. It's a really good picture.
to his Instagram account. He arrived at the bridge on the morning of October 13, 2024 with one of his friends.
That is way taller than I thought it was.
Instagram account. He arrived at the bridge
Holy.
on the morning of October 13,
He was at the top of that? He's telling us? Oh my god.
2024 with one of his friends and began climbing. His friend went ahead and Lewis followed.
Oh my
It was
God.
a brutal, monotonous climb. Thankfully, things started off as expected, with the two steadily making their way up the service ladder and
If you don't know me like that, I hate heights. So the fact that a lot of these are height related is really stressing me out.
nearly reaching the top. But before they could reach the safe platform up top, tragedy struck. It's unclear what exactly happened. The damp weather may have made a step dangerously slippery, or Lewis might have simply missed a step and stumbled. In either case, the outcome was the same. Lewis lost his grip and plummeted over 630 feet back to the base of the climb. His friends called the authorities immediately. Unfortunately, by the time they reached Lewis, he'd already passed away from the impact. The climb, which was meant to be a crowning achievement, instead became his final act.
My god. Wow. Again, today we had some heavy videos, but you know, I'm glad these kind of cases can spread awareness for other people who think, oh, we should go climb this really high tower, or we should do a YouTube prank where we run at someone with a knife. Hopefully these kinds of videos and cases make people second guess that, and they don't, or they like think about it and they make the right decision in the end, or just avoiding it altogether. Other than that, I really hope you guys enjoyed. I will be here very soon again. Thank you so much for being here. Goodbye.